Hey, it's Poopy. I'm sitting out in the garage. Thought I would answer a Storyworth question. So today the question is, what is one of the first childhood memories you have? And sometimes that's difficult because your memories are really stories you've heard, so you remember the story, or pictures you've seen, or sometimes they're just flat out made up in your head. My first childhood memory that I think I have is wrong. See, my dad, when I was about two, was building a house. And when I say he was building a house, I mean he would go to work, and then after work, he would go and work on the house. Him and his cousin, Harvey, he was a carpenter. Did the framing. I'm sure they had people for the excavation and the digging of the basement and stuff. The neighbor, who was going to be our neighbor, was a bricklayer, so he did the masonry bit work. And my dad was an electrician. My grandfathers both helped. So I always heard how we built a house, and there were pictures of me at the house several different times. We would bring food to my dad. I don't remember doing that. I remember eating there, I think, or at least see pictures. That was our lunch break, as far as I remembered. I helped build the house. There's pictures of me with a hammer. And I'm sure, maybe, not so sure, I don't know. There's probably a nail that I tried to hammer in somewhere in that house. But yeah, the way I remembered it is we built a house and I was part of the crew. And, it just shows you sometimes you're way wrong. I know a couple years went by, and when I'm around 4 years old is when I really had memories that stuck with me. I know one of them was I was with my parents hiking at Cook's Forest. I think it was at Cook's Forest in Pennsylvania. And I stepped in a bee's nest. We were there with another family. I'm not sure who it was. I remember them taking me and running to the car to get me away from the bees because they were swarming around. I had bees up my pants, bees in my shirt, on my neck, on my arms. Seemed like I got stung 500 times. I'm sure I got stung 4 or 5 times, but everything was okay. I didn't have to go to the hospital or anything. But that stuck with me, right? To this day. I'm not afraid of bees, but I remember when that happened. Also, around that time, my mom, she was a stay at home mom because we were both not in school yet. My brother and I, Brad, he's a couple years younger than me, and we were both at home. When around 4 years old, 3 to 5 years old, my mom would find some interesting things for us to do, right? So we would dress up. We would be cowboys one day. We'd be Indians. We'd have war paint on or a headdress. We would have masking tape to be old men, and we would make canes and stuff. I remember one time we were jazz musicians. We had electrical tape for a mustache and a little goatee, and we had instruments, and we were pretending like we were musicians. Sometimes we'd wear her jewelry, and sometimes we would. I remember we were astronauts. I remember this vividly. It was in the wintertime. We had our couch was our spaceship. We had different helmets on. We had our stuffed animals were our crew, and we were going to the moon. That's around the time that we did get to the moon, and when America got to the moon, when men got to the moon. So yeah, I know one time we were even I know we were going to go swimming, and we had our matching swimsuits on because everything we had matched, and we had cowboy hats on, and we had must have seen cliff divers on TV because I remember pretending to be cliff divers. I don't know why the cowboy hats, cowboy cliff divers, but we were being cliff divers off the bed. So yeah, those are some of the first memories I have. I know the question wasn't what was the very first memory, but those are all like at the same time. I really don't know chronologically how any of that went, but right around the age of 4 is when I had my real first memories. So yeah, that's a story worth question, and those are my first memories.